Hey, everybody. Right now, everybody is nobody, but I'm going to keep looking over there because that's where my monitor is. Uh, it is now summer. Summer is starting. And I just saw this morning online that Signet, which for you non jewelers out there, Signet is jewelry stores, right? It's your K Jewelers, it's your um, uh, and so on. Let's see, K Jewelers, Zales, Jared, Piercing Pagoda, Diamonds Direct, well, JamesAllen.com. Um, anyway, they are closing 150 stores amid economic pressures. This is from In Store Magazine. This is jewelers, right? And right now, a lot of people, jewelers, are coming back from their. Oops, I'm going to change my camera a little bit here. A lot of jewelers are coming back from the big trade show, which is known as JCK. Um, and uh, and wow, that camera is really yellow. How is that camera so yellow? Anyway, apologize. On Facebook, it looks a lot better. And I keep getting emails, direct messages, and saying, "Hey, Jimmy, what can we do? Business is starting to slow down." You know, we all know that throughout the last few years, all pretty much a lot of retail business or passion retail business uh, it has grown throughout, of course, the pandemic, right? And we've a lot of people that were loyal to us needed an outlet. So they needed to come and shop for instruments, and they were going to learn an instrument. They were going to have a COVID dog or an animal, right? Where they, they were adopting these things because they're like, hey, we got time now. Let's get a puppy. Um, let's get jewelry. Let's get engaged. Let's get married. Those types of things. And so business has been pretty good. And it's come pretty easy. Let's face it. And right now, I see this in my email this morning. Again, I apologize for YouTube. It looks terrible. It looks yellow. I've even got daylight lights here going on. Um, but we see this morning that they're closing 150 stores in especially mall locations, and and again, texts and emails coming in. What can we do? Well, all right, let's cover this because there is a way, and there are stores that are thriving and thrive in the summer and actually keep a really consistent cash flow all year long by hitting sales goals and customers coming in. And it's really quite simple in concept, but it's not easy to facilitate. And here's why. The concept is this: you need to keep the conversation going with your customers. You need to stay relevant with your customers. You need to create that, I never thought of that. And a perfect example, or not perfect example, but an example is Sharon and I are at a table with a waitress, and she's taking care of us. And Sharon will say something like, "Hey, I really like your wedding ring," and she'll start that conversation. And usually she starts playing with it and showing it and whatever. She's proud of it. And then Sharon, my wife, doesn't have to bring this up. She'll bring it up and she'll say, I've always wanted that other band that goes on the other side, or I've always wanted a bigger diamond, or I've always wanted something. And you know what? The conversation has started. Now, I'm no longer in the retail jewelry business. I'm in the training business. So we just say, go see our friends at, and you fill in the blank wherever we're closest to. That's where we send them. And um, but the conversation has started out of nothing. No high pressure sales pitch, no forceful advertisement or anything like that. Just a simple conversation. So our job, if we want that pipeline of business to keep flowing, pipeline of customers to keep flowing, we need to start those conversations with customers. Now, how do we do that? We can do that when we're out and about. We can just simply bring up, so when did you start playing guitar? So, just these basic questions when we're talking with people that we maybe just met or see that known them for a while. And it's these basic questions. So we can ask them when we're out and about. We can do, I'm using my phone to stream here. So we can do direct messaging. We can do Facebook conversations. We can do texting. A lot of us have Client Book or Podium right now where we can do texting, and personal handwritten notes, phone calls. Um, hey Judy, I just wanted you to see we got this new piano in, and I know you were looking at such and such. You're going to want to see this. Okay, nice, easy breezy, friendly phone call. And phone calls aren't out of the question. Uh, we're afraid to do it lately for some reason, because texting is a lot easier, and it's a lot less encroaching upon people's lives, I guess. They can text anywhere. They can text in church. They can text at a restaurant. They're texting all the time. So how are we starting those conversations? And it's simple. Managers, just print out a report of everybody that bought from you last year, or everybody that bought from you at Christmas time. Whatever you're selling, if you sold something at Christmas time, it's June now. It's time to ask the question, hey, how is that working? Let's do a checkup. Bring it in sometime. Let's have it cleaned. Let's have it tuned, right? Or let's get some new strings on it, or what have you. It's just a natural flowing conversation. And what happens from these is we start the conversation. And once we start the conversation, it's very, very likely to turn into business. It's very likely to turn into them walking into your door. And I know this because I've trained this with several music stores, with jewelry stores, and those that are actively doing this every single day are seeing that pipeline of business just keep flowing. And those conversations don't just end with that person right there. Okay, those conversations can go to, oh, hey, my friend Gina is looking at getting a new dining room set, or you get it. Okay, it's their sphere of influence as well. So those conversations are just huge. and I would even get to a point sometime where I would just leave the store and I would go shopping, and I'd go to TJ Maxx, or I'd go to Walmart or something like that. Not purposely going out to look for somebody, but if I would run into somebody that says, oh, hey, Jimmy, you're at the jewelry store over here, right? Yeah. That starts a conversation. A lot of times I don't even have to start the conversation or ask that question. So how do we do this on a regular basis and a consistent basis to keep that pipeline full? Well, first of all, I'm going to insert here a little advertisement, but it's all part of this, and that's trainretail.com. I have a weekly 10-minute sales training video that trains your team. Right now, there's over 500. I can't remember when I'm on, 600 something now. Anyway, there's hundreds and hundreds of videos that create a conversation every single week with your sales team. And it's a subscription of $99 a month up to $199 a month, depending upon the size of your store and the number of team members watching it. But it's engaging your people every single week into getting better. How to have better conversations, how to turn over sales, how to invite people in to do team selling, how to handle objections. Literally, there are hundreds of them, and a new one comes every week. So take a look. It's trainretail.com and subscribe to those weekly meetings, those weekly trainings. The people that are on them say, I don't know how I ever ran business without these things. So there's that. And then Brad Huskin and I have a sales management masterclass coming up. That starts June 20th. Yeah, that starts June 20th. So if if your sales manager needs a structured plan for growth, there's Doug. Okay, yeah, we'll do that podcast later. If your sales manager needs a structured plan for growth and how to manage the store every single day and how to have accountability from the team, how to have communication with the team, this class is incredible. It'll give you a stamped blueprint for the future of your store and for future growth. That's the Sales Management Masterclass. I think it's $19.99 to participate. Again, go to trainretail.com, scroll down a little bit, and go to Sales Management Masterclass or Masterclasses. You'll see it right there. Or just Google it and you will find it. So how do we keep that pipeline going with new customers in July, in August? How do we keep them coming through our door? It's a daily commitment by everybody on the team. Everybody. It doesn't have to be 50 a day. It doesn't even have to be 25 outreaches a day. Just 5 or 10. 5 or 10 little messages to customers. Hey, I was thinking of you. Or I again, guitar strings, prongs on our rings. These are very simple things that we could say, hey, here's how to take care of, or we got a deal on. Not mass texts, not mass text. If you're sending out a mass text that says 20% off this week only, you are going to have so many unsubscribes. That is not outreach. That's mass advertising. Okay. So don't do that. Do one at a time, make it personal and make it relevant. Okay. Make it personal and relevant. So let's talk about that. Back to goal setting. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Say you're going to do 5 or 10 a day. Commit to 5 or 10 a day. After going to the bathroom, after having your coffee, after lunch, after setting up, after all the things that you have to do on a daily basis, do all those things, but then find that time to say, I'm gonna commit to these. I'm gonna commit to 5 or 10 outreaches a day. And again, we get that report. We say, oh yeah, here are the customers that I dealt with in January, and that report is going to set our we're going to recall some things. Oh yeah, she was interested in blah, blah, blah. They were interested. Well, their son's going to school at blah, blah, blah. You've got personal contact. You got relevant contact based upon something that even they said was important, right? And so send that out one by one, and personal and relevant is going to be so much more effective. Sorry, I'm burping up my coffee. It's going to be so much more effective than sending out a mass text. Okay. And it's those conversations. Now, here's the cool thing about that. You're sending out those texts. You're sending out handwritten notes. You're sending out emails, phone calls, whatever it is, whatever that outreach looks like. Here's the really cool thing. Even if they have no interest in that at all, or for some reason just lost interest in whatever that conversation was, you're still their friend. You're still the person that was relevant to them when they made that purchase. And it's going to tell them in their brain, they really care about me. Why would he just send me that one text, And it's, that's incredible in itself. So just the outreach, just the personal touch is advertising beyond what you can imagine. And your likelihood of creating raving fans is so much higher. They're going to love you. And again, it doesn't have to be about them and their immediate situation. Maybe they're sitting at lunch with somebody and you text them about that. Okay. Now it's those conversations. Now, is it going to start happening tomorrow? No, But if you start commit to a goal each day of how many outreaches you're going to do, you're going to start seeing that some of it's going to happen immediately. Oh yeah, I was blah, blah, blah. And then on we go. Some of it's going to happen 2 months from now. Some of it's going to happen in December. Okay. But still, if we're doing that, if we're filling that pipeline every day with relevant conversations with customers, we are not going to have slow days. We're not going to sit there having pity parties. Honestly, if you guys are sitting around, all the work is done, everything is cleaned, everything is organized, the showroom is looking amazing, and you guys are sitting around yapping about cheeseburgers, come on, get with it. Commit to that outreach. Take some pride in your sales professionalism and spend that time the wisest that you can. You could spend that time the wisest that you can, and that is simply doing outreach. It's going to start conversations. I can't say it enough. And again, those conversations with your customers are just as important as those conversations that you should be having as a sales team about your store using these 10-minute training videos at trainretail.com. Because it keeps you engaged. It keeps your profession relevant, just like you should be relevant to those people. Now, how people will say to me, Jimmy, okay, I bought a Toro lawnmower and I registered that Toro lawnmower on the Toro site, and now I get an email from Toro every week or every couple days. Why do they think I need to learn more about Toro products? I bought my Toro lawnmower, for crying out loud. This happened with me with Ryobi. Why do you think I care about you every single week now? I bought your product. Leave me alone. That's what happens with mass texts and mass advertising and mass email lists. Okay? People hate that. They don't want that. We want less of that in our lives. So one-on-one is crucial. And I could sit and tell you, I could sit and tell you stories and stories of $50,000 sales, $100,000 sales, $3,000 sales that happened simply because somebody did some type of outreach with a customer. And those typically don't happen December 20th or December 10th, okay? Those kinds of sales are the funnest because they happen July 17th. So keep your sales pipeline full. Use your downtime wisely. In fact, it's not even called downtime anymore. It's called outreach time. And managers, this is do or die. This is how we do business from now on, period. I'm going to say one more thing. If you decide that this is how we do business from now on, and you hire and train a new person in August, there's no question about this is what we do. This is part of our non-negotiables. This is a do this or get fired kind of thing. I know that sounds, in today's world where we tend to have warm body hiring syndrome, it sounds kind of harsh. But you know what? We treat our cash drawer with the same type of respect. We treat our inventory with the same kind of respect. We don't go walking out the door with our inventory. So you know what? Let's treat our outreach time with the absolute same type of respect that we treat our cash drawer with. This is what we do every time, period. And I tell you, getting into this habit has nothing but positive effects for salespeople, managers, and owners, and customers. And customers. Getting into this has zero negative effects. What's the word I was looking for? Zero down. It's there somewhere. Somebody texted to me. Anyway, so that is it. if you commit to that, now, by the way, I'm also going to add at trainretail.com. If you scroll down, you can see I have a class. It's a 5 or 6 video class on how to do outreach, from the physicality of it to the goal setting of it to how to do it, campaigns, proactive, reactive outreach. So that's $500. Buy that class. You will probably make that up in the first day. I wouldn't doubt it, for sure the first week. So that's on trainretail.com. Just scroll down, and that is the outreach class. I should have brought that up in the beginning of this whole thing, but anyway, there's lots of opportunities to learn here. There's lots of opportunities to stay engaged. But man, I can't tell you how. And you know what? We're doing this with a jewelry store real close to here right now. That is, we're here. I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin, Little Chute, Wisconsin, actually. But we're doing it with a store very near here. And they started this, 2-3 weeks ago. They're already seeing stuff happening. They're already seeing sales come through the door from people starting conversations. So start that conversation. All right. Text me, email at me. If you have any questions, call me. Glad to chat with you and help keep your pipeline going. I don't know how many people are watching, but doesn't matter. I'm ending now. See you guys. Have a great summer and keep that pipeline full. End.